What is locus of control? And what is the difference between internal and external locus of control? In this video, you'll discover everything you need to know about locus of control so you can take your power back. Let's start by answering the question, what is locus of control? Locus of control is a psychological concept that describes the extent to which individuals believe they have control over the events that happen in their lives. It was developed by psychologist Julian Rotter in 1954 and has a direct impact on how people perceive and interact with the world around them. In a nutshell, how much you perceive you have control over the events that happen in your life can influence your level of motivation, the way you handle stress, how you cope when you're in a difficult situation, and the way it impacts your interpersonal relationships. Now, there are two types of locus of control, internal and external. Let's examine the differences between them. When an individual believes that they're responsible for the outcomes of their actions, they have an internal locus of control. They treat every success or failure as a result of their actions, decisions, and abilities. If you have strong internal locus of control, you have no problem taking responsibility for your actions, and you feel motivated to achieve your goals. Now, when it comes to having an external locus of control, it's related to attributing your successes and failures to external factors, such as faith, luck, and the actions of others. When an individual has external locus of control, they believe that everything that happens in their lives is beyond their control. The biggest downside of having an external locus of control is that you feel helpless, powerless, and unable to change your circumstances. In some cases, we might be feeling this way because we haven't worked on integrating our shadow. I've created a free journaling worksheet that you can find right below this video. It's all about discovering the truth about yourself and becoming aware of your shadow self. If you want to download it, just click the link in the description box below or head over to coachsimona.com/shadow. So why is it a good idea to develop an internal locus of control? The answer is very simple. When you have an internal locus of control, you feel more grounded, motivated, persistent, resilient, and you have a higher chance to achieve your goals because you rely on your own skills and abilities. Now, if you're prone to having an external locus of control, you may experience feelings of helplessness, indecisiveness, dependency, and low self-esteem, which in turn could lead to higher stress levels, anxiety, depression, and no desire to try to change the circumstances that you're in. Now, the next question is, does locus of control change, or is it a fixed concept? As with anything else in life, things are not entirely black or white when it comes to locus of control. Some people may have a predominantly internal or external locus of control, and other people might experience an alternation between the two depending on their stress levels. So why do some people have internal locus of control and others don't? While there are lots of factors that could lead to developing one type over the other, from genetics, education, to lifestyle choices, it is safe to say that children who are encouraged to take initiative and given a reward after they achieve something tend to have an internal locus of control. They learn from a very young age that the input determines the output, meaning if they put in enough effort, they get better results. And when it comes to having an external locus of control, that could be a result of experiencing trauma growing up or being in an unpredictable environment where most of the decisions were taken by an authority figure. Also keep in mind that some cultures are prone to believing in forces outside of ourselves, while others are more inclined to believe in the power of individuality and making your own choices. By the way, I want to know, what are your thoughts so far? Do you think you have internal or external locus of control? Let me know in the comments below. Now let me give you a few examples of external and internal locus of control to illustrate this point. Let's say someone has an external locus of control when it comes to their health. They might not be motivated to engage in healthy behaviors because they believe that their health is determined by factors and circumstances that are beyond their control. And a person who has an internal locus of control when it comes to their health would be more likely to engage in exercising, eating a healthy diet, and taking preventative health measures such as getting enough sleep. Here's another example when it comes to work. Individuals with an internal locus of control are more likely to become entrepreneurs, as they believe in their ability to take calculated risks and have a direct influence on people. That doesn't necessarily mean that people who have a steady 9-to-5 job have an external locus of control. It just means that people with internal locus of control might be tempted to start a side gig or quit their job altogether and start a new company. There are actually 3 confidence secrets nobody talks about. In my brand new masterclass, I want to share them with you. If you want to register now, click the first link in the description box below or head over to coachsimona.com/masterclass. People with external locus of control often feel like a victim and find it difficult to take responsibility for their actions. They might engage in maladaptive coping mechanisms to try to alleviate the pain of feeling helpless, while people with internal locus of control tend to rely on themselves and feel in control when it comes to their feelings and behaviors. Now, when it comes to having an external locus of control, it often has something to do with relying on other people to feel good about yourself. So if you want to learn how to validate yourself without the help of anyone else, make sure to watch this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in that video.